Hi guys, welcome back to Nichful Thinking. My name is Nichelle Ohshells on all social media, and this is a podcast all about what I be thinking, honey. Today, all I keep hearing is do it on purpose. Do it on purpose. Do it on purpose. What do I mean by that? Do it on purpose. So, I was in my reflecting kind of energy, right? And I was journaling and I was thinking and I was scrolling and I was listening to music and I was taking in nature. And I mean, it was a little bit of everything, you know what I mean? And as something just started clicking. I went to my page, Ohshells, Ohshells, and I started going through my videos and I started speaking back to me. I'm like, oh snap. Of course, I post things that are from the heart. I post things that I mean what I say. And a lot of the things that come to me are things that I've had to work through and or foresee. And so it's just about that practice, right? And just practice. And I'm looking at my practice. I'm looking at my journal entries. I'm looking at the things that I used to keep internal to bake in. And now it's like an external exchange relationship I have with myself. Super cool. But while doing that, I'm like, I'm doing it on purpose. I'm posting on purpose, not on purpose. No, I do mean it both ways. I mean it both ways. There's a fine line between where you're operating from. The on purpose was like, what is your purpose? Right? Like, you have to do things on your purpose. What is the thesis of your life? And is what you're doing aligned to that? Let me slow down and back up. Your purpose is in line with the theme of who you are. Hard stop. Hard stop. Your purpose is aligned to the theme of who you are. Okay? And because you don't know who you'll be when you're 88, looking back on your life, does not mean you are not creating it right now. So the things that you do must be on purpose and must be on theme with the alignment of who you are. We got to take it a step further now. Who are we? Right? And that's where things start to click. Things don't click with only you holding the vision of what you want to be able to say about yourself later on down the line. Things start to click when you start to form a relationship with who you are. When you start third partying yourself, when you start observing yourself, when you start looking at your habits and saying, this is what I want to tweak and change. Anything that feels quote unquote too hard might A, be something you don't need to touch right now, or B, might be a lie from the enemy, child. It might be a lie. For example, I used to view going to the gym as hard. It's still a practice that I am trying to bake in every day. Okay, as a human being that has the blessing of being able to breathe on my own and have two working legs and feet, hands and arms that got strength on them, I must exercise this, because if I don't use it, I'm going to lose it. And I know that going to the gym is on purpose. It is connected to the theme of who Nichelle is, who Nichelle is expanding into, the version of you. You've heard people say this before in different types of ways. Thank God we have various versions of what it is that I'm trying to convey right now. You are either looking towards yourself and trying to expand towards yourself and thinking to yourself, who is that? The person I keep envisioning, what is their day to day? You got to simplify it. We hold on to the larger versions of ourselves and dream big and think that it don't take a bunch of little steps, a bunch of little shuffles. There were some seasons where I'm crawling. I am like in the mud. But guess what I'm not doing? Moving backwards, and I'm not standing still. There were times where I was standing still. Procrastination is a mother. I was standing still, but I wasn't looking back. I was visualizing forward, baby. Either you move forward internally, you move forward externally. It's forward movement at all times. When things feel chaotic, don't forget, you're spiraling up. We'll fix it later. We'll clean it up later. I saw a video of a baby and it was like eating. And then the person was talking through an experience that they had with Mother Nature. And they were giving the experience like the metaphor, the connection of it being like when a baby eats and it's mess all over them. And they got puree on their cheeks and peas all over the floor, but they're nourished. Yeah, we'll clean it up later. Worry about nourishing your baby. There's a baby in you looking to be developed. So yeah, you got to do it on purpose. You got to do it on purpose. You got to do things that will help you physically, mentally, emotionally on purpose here on earth, right? Building community and or being very proactive about your solitude so that you can reflect and refine and being able to sharpen your discernment. You have to do those things on purpose. You have to practice putting one foot in front of the other. You have, even with this podcast, I am doing it on purpose. I am practicing putting one foot in front of the other. The things that I have to say are things that are baked into me and things that I see. I'm here for community, for connection, for discussion, and to be prosperous, to get paid. I can't say I get paid to exist and then I don't exist outside of myself. I can't say that I want what I want, but I'm not being that thing that gets it outside of myself. I can't be outside of myself without knowing who it is that I am rippling out. Amen. So you have to do it on purpose, internally, spiritually, and externally in society, in culture. This is something that's very important. And it's something that I'm practicing right now. We practicing it right now. It's like, yeah, like let it bake in. And there are seasons where you feel stagnant and like you plateaued. No. You're just spiritually still so that you can let what needs to happen, happen. You know the term, let the chips fall where they may. There's a certain level in your life where you're like, I got to sit down and let things just crumble or build around me. Let me just be easy and maintain my sense of self. When you show up outside of yourself in society, in the world, something happens. There's a yin and yang that starts to flow within you. You start getting excited. Okay, what's the next thing I got to look at? What is this? What is this? Is this jealousy? What is this sadness? What is this rage? Did I allow something to get a little bit too much to the what? I got to look at this. I got to look at this because I need to understand how I get through this so that I have a sample size to look back at and go, this is how Nichelle gets through this. This is Nichelle's formula. This is how Ohshells creates in the world. This is how Nichelle deals with the dealing of life behind the scenes. This is just holding the knowing that you have to do X, Y, and Z is not enough. We need it to be in our subconscious. We need to bake it all the way in. We need to feel our spirit start to jolt outside of ourselves. How do we do that? You get honest. I talked about it on my last episode, Living on Your Edge. EC May and Josh, they have a couples channel and they've spoken about living on your edge. You got to get real close to the edge of that cliff and stand there and get annoyed at yourself standing there sometimes. Sometimes you really got to get so much to the edge where you're like, you almost hear the countdown where it's like 3, 2, like whatever, I'm doing it, I'm booking the trip, I'm going here, I'm leaving home, F you, I'm doing it, like boom, 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 allow the things to happen and then shut up, hit the mute button and observe what it is that you just did for yourself. You've just done something. If you woke up this morning and you're not 6 feet under, you're doing something for yourself right now. We get grateful by being really, really present. And being present requires you to get out of your head and into your body. It's a whole thing. You got to be clear on what you're doing on purpose for your life, your life's purpose, and also on purpose, like literally. You know, there were some people in my life that I purposefully cut out. There were some people in my life that just wasn't around because they weren't on my purpose. I was like, oh, okay, let the chips fall where they may, reemerge. Okay, we're after salvation here. We're after clarity, enlightenment, pure energy, respect, love, peace, tranquility. We're here to build the garden. Hello? Anything that's trampling over my tulips gotta go. Anything that thinks they could laugh at my rose gotta get checked. There's different tools that you'll unlock the more you get through, the more you level up certain things in your life, and you will get examples of, you will get opportunities to practice what it is that you're preaching to yourself every day. So if you're preaching damnation and destruction, you'll get a whole lot of opportunities to meet that frequency where it's at. If you are preaching love, tranquility, peace, I want my life to feel easeful. Anytime anything disturbs your peace, you back away and observe. We're not doing things mindlessly. We're not doing things, oh, well, I don't know. No, we're looking it dead in the face and saying, I don't like that. I'm going to pause here because I feel my ego coming up. I'm going to pause and calm my nervous system. Why? Because that's a part of what I need to be doing for my purpose, on purpose. I'm gonna breathe in and breathe. I don't give a damn about you. I'm not letting you, quote unquote, slide. I am allowing myself to come back to me. We need to get real serious about what we mean when we say self-love. We need to get real. That's the title. We need to get real serious about what we mean when we say self-love. Life is extremely serious and not serious at the same time. And there's a fine line. I get how people could have a psychotic break. I get it. They're like, it's so much information. If you don't understand how you organize your information, see, there was a time where I used to compartmentalize to defend myself. And then that compartmentalizing gave me the capacity to be able to take on more. And the more that I was taking on, I was able to observe and say, I don't want to take that on. Yeah, I have the capacity to, but I get to choose what comes in. Oh, I'm practicing not absorbing every single, I'm so empathetic. I'm feeling all of this and all of that. And I need this all of me. Release me. Speak it. Say it. Think it. Then say it. Then do it. Then what? How do I? This is where the fun part comes in. You take care of your bills and everything else that's mandatory here on earth, but you get real clear about what's not mandatory, because then all of a sudden the things that you once thought were mandatory, that starts to unbake. And you got an opportunity. There's a bunch of forks in the road here on earth. There's a bunch of forks in the road. They're called choices and options. Choices are the things that you choose. Options are the things that you observe to see if you want to even enter into. There was a weapon formed against me where people just stopped inviting me places. Oh, am I being iced out? Go to my mom. I don't feel like, I don't know, like no one. I go to school. Oh, I thought you knew. We told so-and-so, but she didn't tell you. No. And I made it for my good. Oh, maybe she just wants a little bit of independence and doesn't know how to say it. I respect it, no problem. Then one day, you done isolated me so much that I ran into solitude, and now I don't even want to be around none of you. Now, yeah, the thing that was formed from my harm turned into something that I turned into my superpower. I love being with me. Woo, child, I be feeling like a woo over me. I be like, child, people just will suck you dry if you let them. You know what I mean? Go to my other episode that I just posted last Wednesday and just take in a little bit more about the premise of doing it for you. If you have questions, comments, and concerns, email me. nichfulthinking@gmail. Okay. Email me, DM me at nichfulthinking_ at Ohshells. Listen, I'm here. I'm in multiple places. I'm giving y'all opportunities and options to get to me and tell me what it is that you want to hear next. I love this episode. I felt like it was a good release. I did my journal entry first, and then I recorded this episode. And I think that was a good practice. That was a good intuitive hit for me to do, because I was able to get my thoughts on paper, visualize what it was that I was saying. So when I press record, I know there will probably be way less edits in this episode. So I'm really happy about that. If you're on YouTube, you'll see less jumps and clips and things of that nature. So if this helped you, child, share it with a friend. Help me help you, help me help you. All right? Love you, mean it. Bye.